All right, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Let's go ahead and hop into your reading, Cancers. I feel like that's why I want to hop into this, because I feel like there's something going on with you guys. I'm a check, but I can feel it. Like, I feel like there's something going on within you. And whatever it is that's going on within you, I feel like it's challenging you in your in certain areas of your life. Like, it could be challenging you in your career, your money. It could be challenging you in relationships, whether it's family, friends, co-workers, or romantic relationships. But it could also be challenging you as a person as well. I feel that energy for you guys, and that's why I feel like I want to kind of like hone in and look at you in this reading. And I'm going to look at how those different areas are being affected. But before I do that, let's just test that though, because I'm feeling it, but I want to see it. What is the overall energy for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs? Ah, look, and you see how we started out? This deck has 2 Ten of Swords. This deck that I'm using right now, it has 2 Ten of Swords. One was upright, and one is now coming out in reverse. Now look what this says. Everything is fine. That's what it says upright, but it's in reverse. Everything is not fine. And then that's how I started your reading. I was feeling that for you. I don't feel like everything is fine. I feel like you experienced the Ten of Swords, something painful, something harsh. It ended, but it was painful and harsh. And for a lot of you, I feel like you've experienced it multiple times over. And it's hard to recover when you keep experiencing sword after sword after sword after sword. It's hard to recover. So while you may be walking around looking okay, deep down, I feel like you're not okay. That's why it says here everything is fine. But it's like, no, it's not. Everything is not fine. Some of you may literally find yourself laying in bed or laying down or sitting down, but scrolling through your phone, but in a numb way, or at least in a way of which to distract yourself from having to feel all those 10 swords. Some of you may not even know that you may feel checked out, because it feels like numb, it feels checked out, it feels robotic, it feels uninterested. It just feels like whatever, going with the flow, right? It just doesn't feel lively. And some of you may not even realize it. It feels like this phone for some of you may be doing something as a coping mechanism. So that confirms for me. Even the saying says everything is fine. And it's like, nope, everything is not fine. It's in reverse. I've experienced the Ten of Swords too many times. How do I process that, right? So that's what I said. Some of you experienced it so much, you don't even know how to process it. Because before you can come down from one sword, here comes another one. All right, so tell me more about Cancers. So, like I said, I feel like this energy is affecting, though, because I need to reiterate that. I feel like this particular energy is affecting 3 different areas of your life, right? Well, the 3 most important ones: your relationships, your work/money, and you. That's what I feel like this is affecting, those different areas of your life. I want to know what you're actually aware of, though. I'm curious to know, what is Cancer's actually aware of when it comes to this energy? The Knight of Pentacles is what you're actually aware of. So the thing about it is that you're aware that something takes time. I actually even feel like there's something that you know that you should be doing, or something that you know you could be doing, but because it takes time, you don't have the energy to even do it. Because remember, we started out with the Ten of Swords upright. And you have been on one hell of a journey here. Whoever this reading is for. That was no coincidence that we saw. And I'm about to go and look at the Ten of Swords upright. I'm curious to see what's in front of it and what's behind it. That was no coincidence that we started out where we saw, I don't know if you guys saw it, but when I was holding the deck, the Ten of Swords upright. And then when I pulled for your energy in reverse. So again, like I said, that's just confirming that you've been on one hell of a journey and you're exhausted. You're exhausted. That's why she's laying there with the Ten of Swords there. It's like you've experienced so much betrayal, but what have you done with it? Because you've experienced so much, it's like, oh, I'm tired. How can I heal from this? How can I recover from it? So you know, or you have some sort of awareness and you know there's something that you should be doing or could be doing, but because of what you've gone through, you're too tired to even do it. You're too exhausted because it requires a lot of you. And even if it's not a lot, because I feel like for some of you, it may not be a lot because 6 swords ago, you would have been able to do it. Before you got all 10 of those swords. So maybe at sword number 3, you're like, I could have did that Knight of Pentacles. Maybe at sword number 5, I could have did that Knight of Pentacles. Number 6, you're pushing it. Number 7, okay, maybe I'll try. Number 8, this is too much. Number 9, oh, you're killing me here. You see where I'm going with this? And number 10, I'm done. I have nothing to give. I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing, but it requires too much and I don't have the energy to do it. And I still have not found that Ten of Swords upright. Because, oh, here it is. Look what's behind the Ten of Swords. The Two of Cups. See, here it is. The Ten of Swords. The Two of Cups is behind it and what's in front of it. This is letting you know what happened with those 10 swords. Relationships. That's what have you so exhausted. The relationships, the people that you've dealt with. That's why you're drained. But what's ahead of you? The 10 Pentacles. That's what that work is. It's like, what is this work going to produce? The 10 Pentacles. But you don't have the energy right now to do it. You know this. You know if you do this, it's going to produce the Knight of Pentacles. But because you've dealt with so many broken or toxic or bad relationships, and I'm not even just talking about romantic. This could be like some of y'all, this could be your family. Because remember I said 3 areas of your life. Your love life, relationships in your love life, relationships in your work life, relationships, or even the relationship with yourself. It's like all these connections have affected you and even affected the connection with yourself. I just feel like it took a lot out of you. And you just feel just exhausted and drained. All right, so what you know is, you know that there's something you should be doing, but it requires a lot of effort and it may even require time. And you just don't feel like putting in the energy or time into it. So you're aware. Let's see what happened in these. Let's see what happened. And let's see, what do we want to check on? Why is this showing up? Let's see, why is this energy coming in for the viewer? To help you break free. The 8 of Swords. To help free you. The 8 of Swords is why this is showing up for you. Because see, upright, the 8 of Swords, you can't even see. The blindfold is on. There are certain things. See, you may know what you're supposed to be doing, but you may not have realized relationships have drained you. The 10 swords have taken a lot out of you. This is coming up to break you free so that you can move on. This is also, keep in mind, this is about the mind. This is more so about your mind, your state of mind. And this is showing up to free your mind. So I'm curious, with you being in the Eight of Swords, if this is showing up to break you free from what happened, from whatever it is that happened, because this could also be a victim mindset, feeling powerless. This is your mental. This is to break you free from something mentally. And also, you know what I'm getting here? I feel like you're supposed to take your time. This is not saying that, oh, you shouldn't be tired. This is saying you should be tired. This is not spanking you on the wrist or, spanking you and saying, hey, you shouldn't be tired. You should get back up and keep moving. No, this is saying take your time with the Knight of Pentacles. You know what to do. You can just set out a plan or organize, because the Knight of Pentacles is about getting organized, being methodical, working slowly, taking your time, creating some sort of structure, creating some sort of plan, creating some sort of routine to help break you free. One small change could be beneficial. This is showing up to free your mind, because there's something up. Look, the Nine of Swords. You see here, didn't I say it's about the mental? You got the 10, and I just got done talking about the swords. You got the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Swords, and the 8 of Swords. And didn't I say getting organized? There's something about the organization of these numbers showing up. It's not the 10 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords. It's going in some sort of order, which makes me feel like you just need to get organized. And you don't have to rush this next season. Because I feel like that's part of that survival mode energy. You could have been doing things out of survival because you kept going. It's like, I got one sword. I got to survive this one sword and keep moving. Then you get the sword number 2. You're still surviving and still hanging in there. You've been in survival mode, so now you're checked out. And Spirit say it's understandable. You just get back slowly. Because you even got here the 9 of Swords. There's something here about your thinking. You're thinking the 9 of Swords, just to let you guys know, this 9 of Swords, what this card symbolizes is we can sometimes be, and this is not saying other things are not true about the 9 of Swords, but we can sometimes be our worst critics at times, and we can sometimes allow the stories that we tell ourselves to stop us. The 9 of Swords is about worrying about stuff that hasn't even happened. It's fearful stories. And it's not saying that some of this stuff isn't true, but it's like, let it prove to be true. The 9 of Swords is worrying before something has actually even happened. It's like expecting the worst to happen. And I feel like that's what some of you need to break free from as well. What stories are you telling yourself? What are you feeding your mind? And going back to, what are you focusing on? This is coming up to help you break free. For some of you, this goes back to your childhood with the 6 of Cups sitting right here. This could have been where it all started. And you know what else I'm getting here with this 6 of Cups? I feel like with this 6 of Cups, sometimes we can only tell ourselves the most wonderful things. Because the 6 of Cups is about lovely memories, beautiful memories, nostalgic things when times were good. But look, it's a fantasy. The 7 of Cups. So I feel like you only, in this energy, you only want to hear illusions. You only want to hear fantasy stuff, the good stuff. But it's the challenging stuff that helps you break free and accomplish what you need to accomplish goals-wise. I feel like someone only wants to be rocked to sleep. See, somebody could be watching. You could be watching someone live the life that you want to live. You could be watching stuff that looks good. You could be thinking about stuff that feels good. right? And that's, again, a way to cope with the 10 swords. But it's like, it's time to deal with these 10 swords. And like I said, for some of you, this could go back to your childhood. And this is not showing up to, like I said, to pop you on the wrist or anything. This is showing up to help you break free. It's time to face reality. It's time to face reality. Because the King of Cups, like I said, for some of you too, the King of Cups is emotionally balanced. Emotionally mature. There's this saying, let me look it up. But there's this saying, because I feel like some people could be stuck in that 6 of Cups energy. What is that? I was looking, there was a video and I forgot the title verbatim, but she's a psychologist and she talks about limerence and obsession. Because remember, the 2 of Cups is what's behind you. She talked about how people obsess over relationships and it stems from their childhood. And that's what this is making me feel like. I feel like there could be something around some sort of fantasy, some sort of illusion that you have when it comes to relationships that stem from your 6 of Cups, your childhood. So you may have some sort of romantic view around relationships. And you may choose from that view. And when you choose from that view, it leads to them swords. It's leading to stress. It's leading to you being a victim. It's leading to you feeling powerless. There's a saying, and I can't remember verbatim. I know it's from the Bible, and I think it was David that said it. And he said, when I was a child, or when I was a boy, let me look it up, because I really want you guys to know that. Because I feel like it's time to put childish things behind as well. Because the Knight of Pentacles, I don't feel like you're going to be struggling in this and doing some sort of work that you're supposed to be doing. I feel like we need to get the emotions in check. That's why you got the King of Cups here. And the emotions, yep, see the 5 of Swords. There's something about the emotions that's affecting, rather, the way that you think. There's something about romance, like I said, limerence, or something around that energy, fantasy, illusions that I feel like has been affecting you mentally. But I want to find that verse where he says, when I was wait, let me see. I believe it was David from the Bible when he says, okay, I'm not going to be all day, but it was something about, when he was a boy, he did boy things. And now that he's a man, he has to do things that a man would do. And that's kind of what I'm getting here. That's what I'm feeling like with that child energy. It's like facing that inner child. It's like it's time to step into this king energy. It's time for your emotions to mature, because you still have the and when I say emotional maturity, I'm not talking about understanding. I'm saying there's something about fantasies around relationships. Like maybe you are someone that thinks, oh, soulmate, twin flame, every time you meet someone. And that's what I'm talking about. It's like that is what's affecting your relationship. Or you may think that a relationship is supposed to be instant. When you meet someone, it's supposed to be love. It's supposed to be like how they tell you in the books or in the movies. It's like going into relationships that way, rather than going in, getting to know someone, allowing them to prove themselves, or seeing if you and this person are compatible or a good fit. I'm going to stop right there, because I feel like this deserves, for those of you who definitely feel like this is your energy and you want more insight, I am going to stop there and I'm going to do an extended reading, because I feel like this deserves more attention. You all know what's so interesting is that I had to stop, because I decided I wanted to do an extended on this, because I felt like it deserved more information. But I stopped to write down what I wanted to look at in the extended. And as I was writing down the questions that I wanted to answer for those of you that watch the extended, I was like, ugh, I was like, God, I'm wasting my time. I said, people don't want to hear this. Because I have seen where, and just looking at this energy, I know that's not you all because you've made it this far. You've made it this far in the reading. So I know I'm not talking to you. I'm just telling you guys about how I got in the Nine of Swords. Because I know if you've watched this all the way up until this point, you're not one of those people. But I mean, or at least you're not in that energy now, because we all can be in that energy where we only want to hear the feel good stuff. And that's what the Six of Cups and Seven of Cups is giving me. It's giving me, I only want to watch, hear, and see stuff that makes me feel good. But God is like, how can people know what's going on in the dark if all they hear and watch is the good stuff? How can you actually live the good stuff that makes you feel good? Because that's where the focus should be. Instead of watching the stuff that looks good and feel good, you should be building and doing, and you know, stuff in your life that makes you feel good, right? And so because I just feel like some people just only want the good news. But if I don't tell you your blind spots, how will you then know? How will you be able to break free? Because that's the whole reason why this is showing up, to bring you awareness, to break you free from it, to get you out of this numb energy. So I had to check myself, because I was like, I don't even want to do this bonus. I don't even want to put this read. Now, they don't want to know, because some people, like, I actually had someone get mad at me. Like, they got mad at me, seriously, for not making them feel good. They actually said, this does not make me feel good, and got mad. But, you know, like I said, I don't feel like that's you all, because if you made it this far, you want this information. So I'm going to do the bonus reading. In the extended reading, I'm going to look at how this energy is currently showing up in your life and how it's affecting you in your love life, in your money, and you as a person. How is this energy currently showing up and affecting you in your love life, in your money/career, and with you as a person? I'm also going to look at what happens if you do nothing and stay in this energy. What happens if you do something and change? And I'm going to look at what you should do also. All right, so if you want more information, if you want those answers to those questions, the link for the extended will be in the description box. I'll catch you guys over there. Bye.